Okay. Mr. Ringelberg, you want to talk about this issue? Okay. For those in the audience, we've got a tight schedule. I'm going to hold the speakers, not part of the panel, to a very focused point. I'm not going to set a minute time limit on it, but please focus and tell us things we haven't heard before. Please.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Chair. Local agencies of the North Delta. I want to thank the ISB yet again for just an amazingly effective, accurate, and technically sufficient review to help us understand some of the key scientific weaknesses in this process. It normally happens behind the scenes, but I really think that this team has done a fantastic job on this review. Also, in terms of the independent science advisor group that gets teased out of that as well, those comments I think are extremely helpful, not just because this is a overarching policy issue, but because the policy issue is hinged on a number of very profound technical scientific questions that tend to get glossed over by the policy folks. For anything to work in the Delta, it has to have a strong foundation of science. And I think the board has provided just a tremendous foundation for that. And I want to point out that the letter that they sent, the Bay Delta Conservation Plan, 4 years ago, member agencies, the local agencies of the North Delta, identified one key weakness, the lack of synthesis in science. In the Delta, there's a number of tremendous scientific studies, teams, programs from around the United States, great teams from California, but there's a systematic lack of synthesis, and I called it basically the synthetic polymath, someone or organization that can take each one of these ideas and turn them into applied science. What are the things that we need to modify? What are the things that we need to better understand? What are the actionable things that we have in terms of the knowledge of the science today? And without a synthetic polymath, which I think is where the ISB is headed, one group that brings together the science and looks at it in terms of the things that we can do to change policy, I think that's the most credible step that we can take moving forward, and I greatly appreciate your
Thank you
to that.